Okay, good afternoon. Is it Mr. Lawler?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good.
I'm sorry, they have our conference room by the name of the conference room, and we're working on trying to get that so we can change our name.
No worries. I assumed when it said Lansing that it probably was the county treasurer's office. So we have you checked in on those two. I see Mr. Heron, Lamont Heron is present. Do you have an attorney? Mr. Heron, can you unmute your device, please?
Oh, sorry about that.
You're fine.
Well,
Do you
no,
have
I
an
did.
attorney represent-
No, ma'am, unfortunately, I don't.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in. Let me make sure I'm in the right file. Okay, I'm gonna put you in a meeting room with Mr. Lawler, who is the attorney for the county, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, could you please put
Yes.
Jenna in the meeting room too? She's the foreclosure coordinator for the county.
Okay, sounds good. What's her name?
Jessica Cushman.
Okay. Do you have an attorney, ma'am?
No.
And who is Cherie Rouser?
Oh, she's Susan, but she lived there 7 years since she was done.
She's not there anymore?
No, she hasn't been there since 2011.
Okay, so we'll get her on Zoom once Mr. Lawler is available. And sir, what is your name?
Eric Romano.
Claims it on 2182 at 2 o'clock.
Gable is the attorney on that one. Gable is your attorney. I'm like, why do I have this? Why didn't somebody pull this? I think they have a jury in.
Oh, this just came.
Oh,
And then the 2:30 were dismissed.
the 2:30.
Badhani. Judge, we're not meeting, but for this one,
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
we were in a breakout room with Mr. Heron. He explained to us that he was buying this house on a land contract. There's 6 years of taxes due.
Bring
He's
him
not
back.
living there.
Let me bring him back first.
Well, I don't think so, because he hung up.
Oh, okay.
So we did give him the treasurer's phone number, so if he does have anything left in the house, he can make arrangements to go get it.
Okay, so it does not appear that you came to a resolution. Let me call the case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We're on the record in the matter of Ingham County Treasurer versus the estate of Amar Gupta. I also have a Lamont Heron, file number is 22-01582LT, council appearance.
Charles Lawler, P65164, on behalf of the county treasurer, Your Honor.
Thank you. Today was the date that was set for a hearing, and Mr. Lauer appeared today. I'm sorry, Mr. Heron appeared today without counsel. He met with you privately, Mr. Lauer. And you indicated before we went on the record that he stated he was in the process of purchasing this property on a land contract.
Well, he said he was, but you know, the problem, Your Honor, is that this particular parcel, there were 6 years of taxes owed, which means this has been an ongoing problem. He stated he doesn't live there anymore, but wanted access to be able to get his personal property out of there, which we gave him the phone number of the contact of the county treasurer who could do that. And then he just proceeded to say, well, there's nothing I can do, and then he hung up. I asked him if he would go back in front of the judge, in front of you, and we could have a consent on the record, and he said, there's nothing I can do, why would I do that, and hung up.
Okay, well, he's left the virtual courtroom. There's no one in the physical courtroom here to represent his interest. And so I'm going to enter default judgment at this time.
Okay, Your Honor, we'll prepare the documents and send them to you.
Thank you. And you can submit those to Judge Simmons' courtroom at lansingmi.gov for my review.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Any additional matters for the record?
Not for this one, Your Honor.
Okay, we're off the record, and I will put Ms. Cushman in the room with you now. I'm gonna put them back in room one. You both are already in room one, so you'll just go back to room one.
And who is Ms. Cushman?
That's Ingham County versus Jessica Cushman and Cherie Rouser.
Okay.
Are you able to get back in the room, Mr. Lawler?
It's not putting me back in there. Do I need to do something?
Oh, yeah, you would have to return to breakout room, but I don't know if it's because you're on a Polycom device, if you have that option. Let me see if I can move you to another room.
Okay. Oh, it just invited me.
Okay, there you go. You said you were able to find it?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, sounds good. There's that one. He's gonna talk to Cushman. Berta is present. Okay, looks like the first three are all. Mr. Watkins. So you got a print?
I didn't know if you were about to do. something.
Oh, no,
Or I
we're
needed
fine.
it. Okay.
These don't start till 2. I don't have any plaintiffs, any defendants here. Mr. Bolan, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. We're on the record in the matter of E3 Investments LLC versus Greg Bolan. File number is 22-02182 LTE. Council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Catherine Gable, P 81555 on behalf of plaintiff.
And then Mr. Bolan, you do not have an attorney, is that correct?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay, today was the date that was reset for a hearing, and this had to be reset because someone appeared into my courtroom with derogatory comments as their name on Zoom.
Your Honor, my client would like to address the court.
Oh, absolutely. Can you come up to the
Sure, I
table?
didn't know where we.
Sir, please state your name, please.
Eric Romano.
Okay, and you wanted to address the court?
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'd like to apologize to you, Judge Simmons, personally, and to your court for what happened 2 weeks ago. That was totally unintentional. I wasn't aware that my phone name would pop up on a Zoom meeting. Sitting here watching this all happening, I realize that now it does. So I've changed the name on my phone. This will never happen again, but I do sincerely apologize for it was a complete error and mistake on my part. I absolutely meant no disrespect to the court, and I simply didn't know that this is how it happened.
Yeah,
This is how Zoom calls work.
Okay, I can appreciate that. I just knew that you were sitting there very unbothered, even when I pointed it out. You didn't attempt to change it. And so, in the times that we're living in, we do get a lot of trolling. And rather than file or find you in contempt for that kind of behavior, I just had to revoke your abilities to come virtually because I have to keep some level of order here in this courtroom. Your attorney had not made it into the courtroom yet at that point, and so I did notify her once she received here. Again, I'm not going to issue a contempt on this, but I'm surprised that since 2020, that's the first time you've logged into a Zoom.
I'm going to tell you that it's not,
Okay.
but the people on the receiving end of previous Zoom calls never said anything. And now I find myself deeply embarrassed for all the half dozen other Zoom calls that I've been on.
Yeah, every time you log into Zoom, you have the ability to change your name. Everyone can see who is on there. Unless you're logging into like a webinar type Zoom, they can still see who's on it. It's just not broadcasted to everyone. Ours is broadcasted to the entire virtual courtroom, so everyone in here can see it. And then we are live on YouTube, so everybody who's on YouTube can see it too. So nonetheless, I accept your apology.
I kind of froze that day, to be honest with you. I had totally forgotten that it was loaded on my phone. And I just didn't know what to.
Okay, no,
But
no,
it's not that
apologies.
it didn't bother me. It bothered me a great deal. And personally, I feel bad for offending you.
Thank you. I mean, I appreciate your taking accountability and you're present here today. We do have Mr. Bolan here today. Ms. Gable, has there been any discussion about resolution on this already?
No, Your Honor, I haven't heard from Mr. Bolan. I was not clear whether he was going to get counsel. I remember the first pre-trial, he had stated that he wanted to speak to legal services, and I have not heard anything since.
Okay, he most likely spoke to legal services or had an opportunity to do so at the first hearing, and if they were going to represent him, they would have filed an appearance at this point. We've not gotten anything. Mr. Bolan, can you unmute, please? You're still muted.
I apologize, Your Honor. I didn't hear what you said.
Did you have any discussion with legal services as to whether or not they intend to represent you on this?
I did have a discussion with them and yeah, they were not gonna represent me in this.
Okay, and he's not hired an attorney. So I think what's best at this point is to put you have your electronic device with you. If not, we have an iPad that we can use.
I do have my cell phone. It just does not have a ton of battery right now.
Okay, so let me handle Cushman and then she's on our court iPad, and then we'll get you on a private room and an iPad to see if you can come to a judgment or conditional dismissal, or however you want to handle it. And then we'll address it that way, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. We're off the record. Mr. Lawler, I did see a request for some assistance. Was that to get her out of the breakout room?
Yes, it was, Your Honor.
Oh, okay, very good. All right, we're on the record in the matter of Ingham County Treasurer versus Cherie Rouser and Jessica Cushman, file number 22-01583 LT. Council appearance.
Charles Lawler, Your Honor, P65164 on behalf of the Ingham County Treasurer.
Okay, very good. And Ms. Cushman is present. She's here in person, but we did put her on a device so that she can meet with you privately. And she's without counsel today. Were you all able to come to a consent judgment at all?
We were, Your Honor. Ms. Cushman has got some children and she's secured another place to move to. So, but she needs until the end of November. So I would request that we're going to put in a consent judgment with 11/30, November 30th as the eviction date or the time for us to get a writ. And she's going to call us ahead of time so that in the event she's still on target and moving out, we won't have to bother the court with a writ. And then as far as Ms. Rouser, we can just do a default and have the same terms of the default.
Okay, now she did indicate that I guess Ms. Rouser has already vacated the property. Did she get notice of this? Because our notice to appear that was mailed to her came back non-deliverable.
Well, we've got an invoice for personal service on her, Your Honor.
At what address?
925 South Holmes. It says she served on May 28th.
Okay, Ms. Cushman has informed the court that Ms. Rousseau left over 10 years ago, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So she couldn't have been served there in
So
person.
then maybe to clean the file up, Your Honor, why don't we just do a dismissal for her?
Okay, sounds good. And then there's going to be a consent judgment as to Ms. Cushman with a writ date of the 30th of November. Is that what you agreed to?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, any additional terms you want to place on the record at this time?
no, Your Honor.
Okay, and Ms. Cushman are you giving him permission to sign the consent judgment and file it with the court?
Yes.
Okay, and so you have 3 business days from today to return to the court and request to have this judgment set aside. If you leave here today and determine that you misunderstood your rights or misunderstood any of the process that just happened here today, okay, ma'am?
Yes.
You can contact the clerk's office and then file a motion to set aside judgment, and we'll set it for a hearing for you to provide the court with the reason why you want it set aside. Other than that, he'll sign the paperwork and he'll get it to the court and you'll be all set, okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Someone will
Thank you,
be
Your Honor.
Thank you to get the iPad.
Okay.
Okay, I see is here. Okay, I see. Is it Victor and Latia Penman?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have an attorney at all?
No, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Carter, did you want to be placed in the private meeting room to see if you could come to a consent judgment or any other resolution?
We can speak with them, Your Honor. I don't believe that anyone has come to any kind of agreement thus far.
You don't believe what?
I don't believe anyone has been able to reach an agreement at this point.
Okay, well, let me see if anything changes today. If not, we'll proceed with the hearing.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
No
Your Honor, I did speak with Mr. Tarr, asking him for more time, but we did not come to an agreement.
Okay, sounds good. You should have received a request to join the breakout room. On
I'm
your
sorry.
computer. Did
Oh,
you receive a request? Okay,
yes. Sorry.
there you go. No problem.
Yeah, you can understand how.
Okay.
Oh, you can. Join.
Okay, 2:00. Your 2:00 hasn't appeared yet, Mr. Lawler, for the estate of Robert J. We'll wait a few more minutes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. 2:30 is dismissed. Well, no one has appeared. You can submit a default for your last one.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll prepare the documents and submit them to you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Mr. Bolan, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
We're on the record. In the matter of E3 Investments LLC versus Greg Bolan, file number 22-02182 LT, council appearance.
Catherine Gable on behalf of plaintiff P81555.
Thank you. And so parties met privately to see if they could come to resolution. This is for a eviction for non-payment of rent. No, this is termination of tenancy, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Bolan. Do you feel like you have a justifiable reason why you should not or cannot be evicted from the property?
There are very many reasons, Your Honor, but I had agreed if they would give me, if Eric would give me 30 days, I will move out. And then they started talking about money, and this is a termination of tenancy eviction, not a money judgment eviction. I might be wrong, but I guess I don't understand. I agree to move out in 30 days. We part ways. I applied for the Sarah program. I had mentioned that last time, and you had said that it was termination of tenancy, not a money judgment.
Correct.
So with that being said, they're coming at me in the breakout room with a money judgment. They're going to come after me for money. So
Well, they can still, they could still do that. They have the
Okay.
right to still pursue
And that's-
money judgment, but they're doing this route just so they can get possession of the property at this point. And I don't know what the negotiations included as it relates to money, but you're requesting 30 days. I asked you if you had a justifiable reason that you wanted me to consider as to why you shouldn't be evicted. You've not shared any of those with me yet, so I'll give you an opportunity to do that.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, first and foremost, I have a 9-year-old daughter that attends school here in Lansing, and I'm trying my hardest. My wife left recently, so it's been tough. But Eric has made things very difficult for myself since the day we moved in, from having to clean the home and clean human fecal matter off the bathroom walls. There's broken glass all over the yard, broken steps in the backyard. He hasn't addressed any of this. It took him a month to fix the freezer that was broken since the day I moved in, and lost over $300 in frozen food, and no compensation there or anything. And then when he brought the new refrigerator, he took the hinges to the fridge doors with him, and the fridge doors weren't secure, and they actually fell off and hit my daughter in the head. And I had to go get the hinges from him all the way out, and my soon-to-be ex-wife had to go get him out in, I believe it's near Flint, from Lansing. Had to drive out to Flint multiple times to get things from him.
Okay.
Yeah, I respond, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm absolutely gonna give you time to respond. The first issue you mentioned was having to clean some human fecal matter. This is when you first moved in, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, did you inspect the property before you moved in?
Not thoroughly like that. He didn't clean the home. He said the home would be cleaned on the day, when we moved in, but then he told me the day that we moved in that the house wasn't cleaned and we had to clean it.
Okay, you moved in when, sir?
I believe it was March 1st.
Of this year?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was it maybe April 1st of this
April
year?
1st. Yep, it was April 1st, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else that you believe should be considered as to why you should not have your lease terminated?
No, Your Honor. I just am requesting the little bit of time, the 30 days, to find a new residence to live, and I will vacate the premises. I have no issues with the lease being terminated.
Your Honor, if you have no issues with the lease being terminated, that's great. We reached a consent judgment, if you will, in our breakout room related to the possession, it being a month-to-month tenancy and having proper notice. I mean, the proofs are ready to be set if we need to set those. What I suggested is that we do an evidentiary hearing. I do have a supplemental complaint for money, for a money judgment related to unpaid rent, unpaid utilities, damages after we take possession. So what I did suggest is that we get a possession judgment today. We agree to the 30 days and then have an evidentiary hearing if the court requires that on the money portion of the supplemental complaint. We're of course ready to put on proofs today as to that. And I explained to Mr. Bolan that that's our position. So whatever the court would like to do at this point is
Okay.
regarding that.
So it sounds like they were willing to negotiate 30 days, but they wanted you to enter into consent judgment for the past due rent, and you said, and what else?
It was past due rent, which we were going to prorate for October. So it was July, August, September at $1,100 a month, prorated October. And then for an unpaid utility bill of $200. And then my client was required by the city of Lansing to mow the lawn and paid $50 for that.
Oh, okay, and so Mr. Bolan, you're not interested in that agreement?
I am. I just was unclear on the money portion of it, because I applied for
So,
been approved, and so they're paying those months.
you've been approved already?
Yes, Your Honor, it was a recertification. Eric's already been paid through the Sarah program once. And then this was the recertification the last time that we were able, or I was able to apply for it.
And they've told you how much they were gonna pay?
Yeah, it's in the neighborhood of $4,150 right in there, 4,150.
Okay, and you've been approved, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You provided a serial number?
I did, Your Honor.
Do you have a serial number?
He provided us a SIRA number, but it was for the past SIRA that he was approved for. That was 418410.
Yeah, it would be the same number. They would just give them a recert. Did they give you a recert number?
Possibly in my email, I could give it to
Why
Eric's
don't you
attorney.
check right now?
Okay, one moment.
You had something?
Yeah, Your Honor, I have had other tenants in the past go through the recertification process. And when they do, Sarah always contacts me again for information. What's the rent? What's the term? Things like that. So I have not received any emails corresponding to a recertification for the property that Mr. Bolan is at.
Okay. I mean, I don't know that that's unorthodox right now. I think that I've had a few people recently who said that they had been approved for some research funds, and the landlord was not aware that there was funds coming. They didn't necessarily satisfy the entire past due amount, but to the extent that he was approved for $4,500, and he would be willing to use that to satisfy the judgment, you would still entertain having this agreement with him?
Yes, Your Honor. And of course, if you received the fund would be assessed to the balance of the judgment. And if it was overpayment, we would return any overpayment to SIRA as they require.
Right.
And file a certificate of satisfied judgment, and everyone would be able to move on.
Oh.
I tried to explain that, but
Sometimes it's easier when
yes,
the middle party speaks about it.
of course.
I can understand why you might not want to trust what you're saying.
And I agree. I understand. And I told him I wasn't counsel for him and all of that.
So let's see if he can come with the serial number to get us the amount that he's gotten approval.
If he can give me a date that he got this approval, I can go through my emails right now.
Hit this one again.
Yeah.
Replace pen.
Your Honor,
Yes.
it's the Sarah recertification number is 7314459.
731459.
What does remove pen mean?
What else does it say?
What is it?
It just says summary, Mishta, Sarah number. This is a different number that they gave me, 731459.
And there was no recert number behind that because it should have came with a recert number.
No, I do not see that.
What date? did
I'm
you
looking right
receive
at the
this email?
form. I'm looking right at the form right now, Mishta, Sarah. Maybe it might be the wrong form. I'm gonna keep looking, I guess.
Okay, what date did you get the email saying you were approved for the funds?
July, June, July, August. It was the end of the day on July 30th.
You still
like
have this email?
8 p.m. Yep, it's Samantha Stratton as the caseworker.
You still have this email? Can you pull
I
it up
do. I have
now?
the whole email chain.
Yeah, can you pull up the email where it says you were approved?
Yep, sorry, recertification app. Samantha Stratton.
Okay, and so that email says what?
There's a lot of stuff from where she
Well,
sent me this.
about how much you're gonna be approved or they're gonna pay.
Oh.
What does that say?
Let me see. Uh, okay, here we go. It's just downloading right now. I apologize, Your Honor.
No problem.
It is. Where does it say? E3 Investments. Phone number. Correct me if I'm wrong, Eric. 586-924-9908.
That's correct.
Okay. I'm not seeing the actual dollar figure. It's for month.
Go to the sentence where it says you have been approved.
Okay. Your Honor, $4,350.
It says you have been approved for that amount?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and did it say anything about when payment would be dispersed?
It doesn't say. And this date was 6/30/22.
And that was through Mishta?
Yes, the Mishta, yeah, MSHDA.
Who is your contact over there?
Samantha Stratton.
Spelling, please.
Can you spell that for us?
Her first and last name?
Last name?
STRATTON.
Does she have a phone number?
One moment again, please. So there's a bunch of numbers at the bottom. I'm not sure which one
We
is.
want her, the one that's to Samantha Stratton. We want to talk to her.
Okay, let me see. I'd open a different email chain because the other one didn't have.
No problem. Or you can give me your email too. I'll take
51.
both.
Oh, it's 517-802-8842. And her email, Your Honor, is Samantha, SAMANTHA at capitalareahousing.org.
Okay. I'm gonna go off the record because I'm gonna let Ms. Gable give her a call at that number and confirm this information. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, we're off the record. No problem. Okay, I just can feel it in my heart that Ms. Perda and the Penmans have come to a resolution. No,
Your Honor, I'm sorry, no, it doesn't appear that we have. Please know as well, and I didn't say it earlier, but I do have the plaintiff, Mr. Todd Tarr, here in the office with me, so he is who's appearing next to me.
Okay, let me call the case.
Okay.
We're on the record in the matter of Todd Tarr versus Victor Penman and Latia Penman, file number 22-01800 LTE. Appearance for the record, counsel.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Rebecca Cura, P number 77040. On behalf of the plaintiff, Mr. Todd Tarr, who is also appearing with me to my right in the Zoom screen.
Thank you. Today was the date that was scheduled for a hearing on eviction for termination of tenancy. The Penmans are present via Zoom and consent to holding this hearing via Zoom. There is or has been an opportunity for the parties to negotiate and discuss resolution, including consent judgments or conditional dismissal. It sounds like the parties have not been able to come to an agreement. And for the information of the Penmans, this is this is a termination of tenancy. And so in that particular case, I really just seek for you to provide me any reason why you believe under the law, you should not be terminated, or your lease shouldn't be terminated at the request of the landlord.
Well, Your Honor, we were discussing with Todd and his lawyer that he had sent me a text telling me that we didn't have to move out, that we could continue renting. And it was a while ago. And if you'd allow me, I'll just read it for you.
Okay, you have a text from when?
March 2nd.
Okay, well, this eviction was filed after that. Do you have anything after this eviction was filed saying that?
No, ma'am. But if I read the text, you'd understand why I brought it to you, and for us.
I'll allow you to read it. That's fine.
All right, thank you. He said, I tried to call you. I'm going to put the house up for sale. That doesn't mean you have to move out, but you have to get it cleaned out. An investor is probably going to buy it and you can keep renting.
Okay.
That's,
And can I say, Your Honor, after, that text message, like we were already trying to find another house because the neighborhood isn't that great. And someone shot through our house for no apparent reason. So we were already trying to find housing. And the only reason why we got filed with this eviction is it was in the summertime, and he just kept calling my husband. Have you found the house yet? Have you found the house yet? Mind you, it's 8 people in our house. We have a very large household, and we were trying to tell Todd, we can't move us into like a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom, we need some time. And he goes, well, I just need you guys to move out the house and, this, that, and the other. And it's like, give us some time to, at least get about the house, because we've been actively looking, people they've chosen other people over us. Some people just don't accept pets, or we just haven't found, a house big enough. But the 2 that we did find that was big enough, it didn't accept pets, and the other landlord chose to rent to someone else. And he said, well, we could stay here as long as we continue to pay the rent.
He said that verbally.
And he said that verbally to us. But then that day when we were arguing back and forth, because I told him, I said, Todd, I said, you're not being fair. We cannot find an apartment or a house, in the time frame that you have given us. Then he said, well, I'll just file you for eviction. And here we are. We asked Mr. Todd if we could get 90 days. We don't even want to be here 90 days, but he don't want to budge on his end. We've been trying to leave even before he said he didn't want to be a landlord anymore. We've been accommodating to him to let people come in and to see the house. So we don't even understand. No one has been over here as of recently to even look at the house, and the house is still, falling apart. Yeah, his attorney says that he want us out so that he can make repairs, but he told us in the beginning that we could still rent, you know, until it got sold. So we just wanted Todd to hold his end on that deal.
Okay, well, did you want to respond to that, Ms. Curda?
Yes, if I could, Your Honor. That initial text was sent in March, and obviously that was quite a while ago. Things have moved forward since then. And at this point, they have had over 6 months, if I'm counting my months correctly, at this point, and it just doesn't appear to be ending at this point. If they had a finite date where they could say, we have a lease that starts on Saturday the 1st and we will be out, that would be a different discussion. But at this point, things need to begin moving forward so that Mr. Tarr is able to get in and put the property up for sale. To that end, Your Honor, it was a month-to-month lease. There is no written lease between Mr. Tarr and the defendants, and they were properly served notice. And they have also appeared through the pretrial and everything else. So none of this is a surprise to them as far as timing or what Mr. Tarr has been asking. Your Honor, it's really just a matter of trying to keep things moving at this point.
And can I say, we did try to put an end date on there when we asked for, you know, the additional time, but he just didn't want to agree to that. So we did try to put an end date to it because we don't want it to
When you
keep
say additional
snowballing.
time, you mean the 90 days? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's the end time.
Okay.
But he didn't want to, and he would still get paid rent, you know, but he didn't want to budge with that. And we also tried to, we mentioned that today, but my husband tried to contact Todd before the court date and we didn't hear anything back.
Until today.
Until today.
Okay, your client's not interested in extending it 90 days, Ms. Curda?
No, Your Honor, at this point, if we could have, we're requesting a possessory judgment and a money judgment today. To that end, Your Honor, my client is willing to hold off on a writ of eviction until the end of October to give them some additional time to get their things and get out. But unfortunately, Your Honor, there is no incentive on this side for Mr. Tarr to truly just hold off for an additional 3 months.
Okay, it does look like there was a complaint for money judgment on this as well. So there sounds like there was some rent that was owing.
Yes, Your Honor. At this point, I believe they have caught up through August. At this point, September is still owing. And Mr. Tarr would be willing to go ahead and put a money judgment on the record for just the prorated amount for September, along with the fees and costs that are allowed by statute, Your Honor.
Okay, so the concern for the Penmans, you know, that he made this verbal or written via text statement to you that you didn't have to move, and now he's changing his mind on that. I can understand how frustrating that is. Unfortunately, there's nothing that under the law prevents him from doing that. He can change his mind because he has the right to file a termination of tenancy and file it properly and given the correct timeframes to liquidate the property that he owns, whether it be because he wants to sell it, whether it be is because he wants to do upgrades, or maybe he just wants it to be vacant so he can drive past a vacant house for the rest of his life. It's his choice because he owns the property and the law provides for that. And so what the law doesn't allow is for me to force him to allow you to stay there so that you can have the time that you deem to be sufficient to find a place that accommodates what seems to be a pretty large household. It's eight of you all and some pets. It sounds like you got a lot on your hands, but under the law, without providing me any other reason why there should not be a termination of tenancy ordered, I have to grant his request. Now, one thing I think that is important is that you are in a situation where you have a large amount of dependents. I mean, you have to find a place to relocate. And I recognize they didn't want to give a 90 days, but I don't think it's reasonable to give in this circumstance. And you have had at least 6 months on this because they filed notice in March, I believe. And we're going,
No, he didn't
We're
file
going
in
into-
March. He didn't
I'm
file.
sorry?
He didn't file in March. That's when he just told us that he was gonna put the house up for sale,
Right.
that he didn't want to be a landlord, but he didn't
looks
put
like
it
he
up.
filed in May.
Yeah, it may. But my thing is, he agreed to it, but only because he gets mad at us, then he could just change his mind. No, that's what happened.
He can change his mind even if he doesn't get mad at you. It's his
Mhm.
property. That's what happens when you lease a property. The person can change their mind on their month-to-month lease. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be a landlord, whatever. I want to go in a different direction, and then they can follow the law as it relates to seeking recovery of their possession of property. They have the right to do that.
I understand that, but he double talked us, because on that same day, like with the text message that was in March, and then in the summertime, he told us the same thing, that we could stay verbally as long as we paid the rent. And then when we had the argument, here we are. That's what I'm saying. We don't have any proof for that one, because he said you could stay as long as you pay the rent. But then, we kept going back and forth, and he goes, fine, I'll just file. And that's the part that I feel as though it's a little unfair, because we allowed Mr. Tarr to show the house. It's not like we weren't looking, like I said, we were looking, but things on our end just fell through. We let him have full access to the house. People were coming through, looking at it. We never told him that he could not do that. We worked with him, and we just wanted him to work with us, but he just got mad at us, and here we are. Yeah. And that's the part that, yeah.
I get it. It also can be taxing trying to sell a house if it's full of 8 people and some animals. So you can't do upgrades. When people come and look at a property and it's full of people and their things, it's hard for them to envision, what they're looking at. So that could also be a reason why he decides that he wants to liquidate his property. I don't know, but he does have the right. He has the right to request possession of his property. And we can't deny him his right because your things fell through, or because he told you before that you could stay. He's now has changed his mind, and he changed his mind and filed the paperwork appropriately to put you on notice that he wanted to end the agreement between the parties. I think, though, based on what's going on and in the circumstances we are in, that judgment needs to enter, but that I'm going to go beyond the standard 10-day writ day, because I need to give them opportunity to find some place to house their children and their large family. And so it's the first. I'm going to give you a writ date at the end of August. I'm sorry, October 31st will be the writ day.
That sounds good, Your Honor.
Your Honor, does that mean that an eviction will be on our record or something? Could you explain that part of it?
Yeah, judgment, they will get judgment. And they've sought a money judgment as well, because there's some past due rent. And are you still seeking money judgment?
Well, we
only own for this month.
For September, so
yeah,
that he could
we weren't never behind. I don't understand where the money judgment came in when this was put into motion. We did not owe him
any money at all
at that time. And then we're paid up, and I got to pay him today or tomorrow, whatever, for September. But I don't understand. That's another question I had. Why there was a money judgment when
when is your rent due? What day of the month?
He gave us until the 15th.
Okay.
But it's been sporadic. It's been sporadic since then. And he and I have gone through this before. I always text him, let him know, hey, I got your rent. I texted him the other day, and I, gave him the rent, or a couple weeks ago. But we just own for September.
Yeah, we never had.
Okay,
he never went by his date.
When this was filed, there was a past due amount.
Yes, Your Honor. When this was filed, there was a past due amount, I believe, of 1 month. And at that point, then they did catch up. And then there was, I believe it was July and August that were late. And they were paid up. I believe they came in and paid that on the 19th of September, sometime this month for August, July and August. So at this point, only September is owing. And Mr. Tarr is willing to prorate out the money judgment for the judgment dated today. so that they would only owe a partial payment for this month of September.
Okay.
But if they would like
So
to
yes.
pay it immediately and take care of it, I'm sure we can come to some sort of an arrangement as far as dismissal on the money judgment, the request for money.
He's gonna get his money for the month, so,
Yeah.
I mean, he
Okay,
knows
well, I don't
that.
know if you heard what, I don't know that you heard what was offered, because to answer your question, Mr. Penman, yes, if judgment enters, there will be an eviction on your record. However, if, what she says is if you all want to vacate immediately, they'll work something out as it
Mhm.
relates to a conditional dismissal. That will avoid there being an eviction on your record. You understand that?
And immediately means immediately, correct?
And he didn't want to
Well,
give us,
I can put you back. I can put you both back in a breakout room to discuss what immediately means for you all. I can't define that for you.
Right.
okay,
Okay.
thank you.
To clarify, Your Honor, at this point, we would like the judgment for possession today. I don't think we would be able to come to an arrangement as far as what immediate means between the two parties. Mr. Penman is willing to hold off on that writ of eviction, like you said, the writ date of October 31st. That is, we are on board with that, Your Honor. However, as far as the money judgment is concerned, if they will pay today, we
Yes.
will dismiss the money judgment portion.
Okay, sounds good. So do you understand what they're saying now?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're already ready to pay him. I just haven't, I mean, he knows I have two businesses. We're just busy. That's all. I didn't mean to hold him up or nothing. It's, I've never hold Todd anything over a couple of days or so.
Yeah, because it's been times we went on vacation, he's been on vacation, like, he's never really had a set date. Like she said, we don't even have a lease anymore, because that's how we pay our rent. We haven't had a lease in years, you know what I mean? Because he always gets his rent.
We've been here 11 years this year, so.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna have Ms. Carter prepare consent judgment paperwork.
Okay.
Indicating what we've discussed here today. Do you need to be back in the breakout room to do that?
If you think it's appropriate, Your Honor, that's fine. I can, if you don't mind, let me just relay my understanding to you, if I may.
That's fine, that works.
Ensure I'm on the same page. So the judgment for possession would issue today. If they are able to pay in an amount of time that we will discuss in the breakout room, if they're able to pay the past due rental amount in that allotted amount of time, then the money judgment portion, we will dismiss that portion. And pursuant to your guidance, the writ for eviction would issue on October 31st. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate that.
Okay, and so based on that, the Penmans, did you need any further explanation?
We don't get charged any court fees, do we? Because
Well, they're agreeing to dismiss the amount for the consent judgment, so you're gonna save some money there. But judgment's gonna enter on the possession judgment, and that, did you have court fees for that, Ms. Carter?
I do, yes, Your Honor. There's the filing fee. There's the filing fee, the statutory attorney fee, and then the service of process.
Give them the amount of that.
Okay, the statutory attorney fee is $75. Service of process was $56.39, and the filing fee was $110.
Do you have any other questions from the Penmans?
I was gonna say, are we responsible for those filing fees? Because like I said, he had already agreed to let us stay. We are only in this process is because he got mad at us. So I feel as though we should not be responsible for his court fees because we were already trying to leave. We weren't just moving as fast as he would like us to leave.
Yeah, yes, you are responsible because he had to proceed with this eviction to get possessory judgment. Now, had you vacated maybe before this date of this hearing, which if these hearings have not been set quickly because of the timeframes that the court's dealing with. I have a courtroom full of people right now, both virtually and in person. So we had to set your hearing date over a month out from when we normally would have been setting stuff. If you had to vacate it before then they probably would have dismissed. And then that would have alleviated you having to be responsible for any fees then.
Yeah, but that was our problem. We had no place to vacate to. You get what I'm saying? Like, we had places that fell through on us, like, because we have a big family. And like I said, if it was his way, he would have had us out the first week when he said he was gonna put the house up. Like I said, the only reason why we're here is because he had an argument. I feel as though we shouldn't be responsible for it because we have been doing what we were supposed to do on our end. He just did this because he was angry that we weren't moving fast enough. So I feel as though we shouldn't be responsible for those court fees. Because if something would have came through, we would have been up out of here months ago. It's not like we've been dragging our feet. Like, we've been actually looking and applying every week, all the time. It's just things fall through and we can't move into a 2-bedroom apartment.
I recognize that. I sympathize with your situation, but under the law, he is entitled to his filing fee for having to pursue an eviction to get possession of his property, okay?
Yeah, but he didn't have.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
We
you.
understand.
Thank you. Any
They should have a
additional
law
matters for the record?
Pardon me?
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, Your Honor, I believe that concludes the matter. If we could go to the breakout room for one moment so that we could determine an amount of time to pay that rent and pay the fees so that we can dismiss the money judgment portion, that would be
You all
great.
are actually both already in room 1, so you'll just return to breakout room and you all can have that discussion there, okay?
Wonderful, thank you. When we come back, Your Honor, would you like me to check in with you or are we?
No, you're all set because I already have the judgment on the record. You'll just provide me the paperwork so I can sign the order.
Fantastic. Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Are we in the breakout room?
Yeah, if you go to breakout room on your screen, you should see that you're in room 1.
Okay.
Were you able to validate what he was saying?
No, we've attempted to call Ms. Strand several times. I emailed her.
Okay. Mr. Bolan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We've not been able to make contact with Ms. Stratton to determine if and where the payment amount is as indicated by the email you said you received.
Yes.
Are you able to afford the plaintiff's attorney a copy of the email that indicates that you were approved for this amount?
Sure.
What email did you want me to send it to?
It's kgable@osklaw.com, and then can he also send it to Mr. Romano as well?
ERICRO1@comcast.net.
Okay, can you send it to ERIC?
I have Eric's email, Your Honor.
Okay, can you send it to him right now?
Yep.
Very good. Okay, you guys let me know when you get it. Okay, let's see if I can clear some of these others out of the room here. Okay, Mr. Bloomberg is here with it. And I see Anissa Smith is in the waiting room. Give me just a moment.
Thank you.
Your Honor, can I go into a breakout room with Ms. Smith?
Oh, well, let me see if she has an attorney first. Ms.
Okay.
Smith, do you have an attorney?
No, I do not.
Okay, very good. I'm gonna put you in a private meeting room. And Mr. Bloomberg, you don't have a client here that needs to go in the room with you, do you?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, I'll put you in room 2.
Okay.
Okay, Heather Hamilton.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have an attorney?
No, I do not.
Okay, Ms. Cullen, can I put her in a meeting room with you?
Sure.
Okay, and do you have a client that I need to put in there with you?
No, not at this point. I don't believe my clients.
I'll put you both in room 4. Wait, is it room 4? Yeah, room 4. Okay, and Courtney Smith is here. Ms. Smith, do you have an attorney?
No, I do not.
Okay, Mr. Landon, can I put you both in a meeting room?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, who is Ms. Till representing? Do you know?
Laws.
Okay, I didn't see it. Okay, room 5. Okay, let's see. Okay, I see a Sarah Benjamin. Which man are you here for?
I'm the property manager for Anissa Smith.
Rocco of Lansing?
Yes, it's now Charger Holding Properties.
Okay, thank you. Anna Marie Buck? I don't see one. Anna Marie Buck? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, your case was dismissed, so you're all set.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Okay, what's your name?
Miles and Myers.
Okay, do you have an attorney?
No.
You do not? Okay. Mr. Whitty?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
I have Amanda Myers and Joshua Miles here. We'll get them on Zoom to meet with you privately, okay?
Thank you. When we do that, if you could also include Ms. Sanderson, I'd greatly appreciate that.
Okay, sounds good. And just so you know, we do have our eviction diversion facilitator here if anybody needs to try to meet with them, okay?
We already got Sarah to cover
Oh, Sarah is gonna cover yours in full?
that. The amount that Sarah is covering is $6,475. And that check is to be sent tomorrow.
They said Sarah's gonna send a check for $6,475. Does that cover their pass-through, Mr. Whitty?
If that's accurate, it looks like it would. I don't know if that includes future rent or not. Maybe Ms. Sanderson can address that. She may know more than I.
It covers the entire balance. That's
Okay,
past due.
I'm gonna stay the case because it says they're gonna get payment to you tomorrow. Okay, so we'll stay the case so that you all can get payment. And if for some reason payment is not received, then Mr. Whitty will make sure we know so that we can get a new date, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're all set, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Smith and Anissa Smith, that is. And Mr. Bloomberg have already met. And Miss Smith, I don't know if I asked you if I put you in there. Did you ever meet with our eviction diversion coordinator?
I don't believe so. Maybe I did. I'm not sure.
Okay. I'm gonna call the case. We're on the record in the matter of Rocco of Lansing versus Anissa Smith and all other occupants. File number is 22-00298 LTE. Counsel, can I have your appearance?
Yes, Eric Lumberg on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay, and today was the date that was set for hearing. Ms. Smith is present via Zoom. And she did appear previously, I think back in March, and indicated that she had applied for SARA benefits. We stayed the case until we got notice that there would have been no response as to SARA or no payment from SARA. And so that was set for a hearing. And here we are today. What is the past due amount on this? This is a non-payment of rent?
Yes, Your Honor. The current balance is $6,948.10. That's inclusive of all fees and costs through September. Ms. Smith and I did discuss this. We are going to enter into a consent judgment, possession only for that amount to be paid or vacate by October 10th, 2022. I will submit that paperwork signing her name with permission. Ms. Smith is trying to track down a payment, and hopefully this judgment will expedite that payment from Sarah.
Okay, did she have a pending SARA application?
There is a pending Sarah application. They've told her they made a payment, but we don't have any verification of that. We've never received a check.
Okay, that's correct, Ms. Smith?
Yes.
They said they've made a payment in what amount?
Around an estimate of $4,000.
Okay.
Which would leave a almost $3,000 remaining balance that Ms. Smith is going to have to come up with.
And when was it that they told you they had made that payment?
I have that in my email. I don't know the exact date, but I believe it was in May or August, the end of May or the beginning of August.
Okay, May and August are several months apart. So when did they tell you they made the payment? Are you able to pull that up in your email?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Did you get the email? My phone died, but you didn't get it. Mr. Bolan, we haven't received your email.
It's right.
Your Honor, I sent it. Let me double check and make sure that it went through. Give me one moment.
And Mr. Bolan, can you also send it to Judge Simmons courtroom at lansingmi.gov?
Oh, it says the utility bill at the time was approved by Sierra was $2,533.60.
Okay, what about rent?
Well, it's basically this. I feel like it's kind of the same thing because it's called utility management, but it also includes my rent and like trash and heat in there as well.
I don't know that that's the same thing.
I don't think
Rosas,
so,
you have
Your
the
Honor.
information?
Okay. And the board, water, and light bill they were able to cover was $77.86. And it said I was capped out on the $2,000 of utility assistance.
Okay, so that's not rental assistance. So it's you're going to try to seek some assistance from them now. Is that what's going on?
Yes.
Well, I don't know how that's gonna work. If she's got a writ date or a vacate date of the 10th, she's definitely not getting any Sarah before the 10th.
Well, perhaps they'll expedite whatever they might give her. I don't know,
They
Judge,
don't
but
have those kind of ferries working over there that they can just, expedite it because there's a date. They have a ton of people that are in need and they have not as much resource to get that stuff processed. Otherwise, we wouldn't have people just now getting checks that they were approved for in June. And we do have that sometime. So who are you working with over at, is it through Capital Area Housing, Ms. Smith?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay. Did you want to meet with our eviction diversion facilitator to see if there's any resource for you?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna put her in the room with Mr. Rosa.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Gregory Bolan here. It's just showing, it's not sending, it just has a circle spinning. It won't send. I don't know if it's because I'm on Zoom or what, but it's just spinning in a circle.
It's likely, but I don't know. Let me see here. Mr. Rosa, I'm putting you in room 1. Ms. Smith, you should
Thank you,
see
Your
that you're
Honor.
in room 1.
Judge,
No
I'm
problem.
submitting the judgment, correct?
No, I'm not signing the judgment until I have her meet with our eviction diversion facilitator.
Okay, so am I waiting then?
That's correct.
Okay.
Ms. Smith, you need to go to the breakout room.
Okay.
You're not gonna get an alert. It should just say that you go to the breakout room and it should show you're in room 1.
Oh, yep.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Landon has returned with Courtney Smith.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, let's see. Okay, this is the matter in which Sarah was denied.
Your Honor.
Record in the matter of Edward Rose Associates versus Courtney Smith, file number 22-01598 LTE, counsel appearance.
Jeff Landon on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay, and then Ms. Smith is present without an attorney via Zoom. The parties met, I think back in August, she said that she thought she almost had all the money to pay off. I don't know if she was able to get that taken care of, but did you come to an agreement, Mr. Landon?
It didn't happen for a number of reasons, Your Honor, but we did speak in the breakout room and we've agreed to enter into a consent for possession.
What are the terms?
The rent to retain is $4,070. We have other money due of $372. We have court cost of $167.25 for a total to retain of $4,609.25. We'll have a writ date of October 10th, 2022, and partial payment will not prevent the court from issuing an order of eviction.
Okay, and that's your understanding of the agreement, Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Okay. Same with the previous person. Did you meet with our eviction diversion facilitator at all?
No.
Okay. Did you want an opportunity to meet with him today?
I mean, sure. I don't think there's any time to get any help at this point.
Okay, well, I don't know what resources you would be eligible for. That's why he's the facilitator. He can provide us information on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what we'll do. He'll be available in just a moment and I can have you enter into the room so he can get some more information to see if there are any more resources that you could be eligible for. It did appear that you thought you were going to be close to paying it off. I'm not sure what other resources you may be eligible for. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, hang tight and we'll get you in the room with him before we go back on the record on that one. Heather Hamilton.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm just looking to see if the attorney returned as well.
I'm right here.
Okay, I see you up top. Okay, we're on the record in the matter of roll call of Lansing. Sorry, wrong Kyle. The matter of Fountain Place Limited Partnership versus Heather Hamilton, file number 22-012131 LTE. Council appearance.
Carolyn Cohen, P49391, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
Thank you. This was set for a hearing on this matter. We were here back in July. The party, or at least the defendant, indicated that there was a pending SIRA application. I don't see whether or not she was denied. Was your SIRA application denied, Ms. Hamilton?
I was supposed to submit the documentations for my payment, or for my pay statements and everything, and could never do that. I tried calling, I've tried emailing, I even emailed Eaton County's representative, and they gave me a different phone number for that handled the Lansing ones. And I called that number and got nowhere. So I was never able to submit my the rest of my documentation. And so I'm going to guess that it just got thrown out because it was never done.
You're gonna guess, so you don't know what the status of your application is?
For the attorney that I spoke with in the breakout room, she said they reached out to them and they said they never received it.
Okay. All right. Have you all entered or come to an agreement about how to resolve this matter?
Well, we don't just agree that there is there's $5,130 owed in rent and $155 in costs for a total of $5,285. Ms. Hamilton wants until the 31st to move out. That's the law provides for 10 days, and there's a lot of money owed, and in 2 days there's going to even be more money owed. So I'm asking for a judgment that provides for a vacate date in 10 days.
Okay. And so, Ms. Hamilton, why do you need to go, or why are you requesting to go into the 31st or beyond the time frame provided by the law?
I have been applying at many different places, not only on my own and online, but also through my client services specialist that I see through CMH. And I have been put on wait lists. I have been trying to do everything I can to find another place to live, but I've been having no luck. And like I told the attorney, I have no intentions of stiffing them the money. I have no problems with making a payment arrangement with them, but I don't seem to be finding any place to be able to go yet. And that was why I was asking for till the end of October.
Okay. I see a number of issues in this. Yep, I see a number of issues here.
Well, several of the places have said.
I'm sorry?
I said several of the places have said that they have units that are coming available, but the ones that I've talked to that have said that have said that they're not coming available until the middle of October.
And you've been in contact with your client services specialist recently?
Yeah. Her name's Deandra Lewis.
Okay. Did anybody ever try to provide you some assistance with completing your portion of the SIRA application?
She was trying to get me phone numbers as well. And she said she even tried calling different numbers. She reached out via email and she was not able to get any response either.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna go off the record on this group so I can get an update on Miss Anissa Smith. But I want Miss Hamilton to meet with our eviction diversion facilitator as well. Okay, on the record, back with Anissa Smith. Mr. Rosa, did you meet with her at all?
Yes, Your Honor, and I was actually referred to her 2 days ago, so we have been in contact prior to today.
Okay. Okay, is there anything that's pending or possibly pending that the court should take into consideration on this? Because she was prepared to enter into a consent judgment. And I don't think she indicated that she had already met with the diversion facilitator.
Yeah, she was given the resources to apply a part, with DHHS in St. Vincent. I can go back in and find out if she actually did that, because again, that discussion happened 2 days ago.
Okay, Ms. Smith, did you apply through DHS for any benefits?
No, I have not yet.
Okay, all right. Well,
I recently got my phone turned on because it was off. I have no source of income right now.
okay, sounds good. Okay, well, you heard what Mr. Bloomberg has put on the record as it relates to a consent judgment with a writ date of October 10th. That's for possession only. Is that what your agreement is at this time?
Yes.
Okay, and you understand that you have the right to be represented by counsel. You have the right to have a hearing on this matter. You have the right to demand a jury trial in this matter. You understand all those rights?
Yes.
Okay, and you're willing to waive those rights to enter into this agreement?
Yes.
Okay, and you're giving Mr. Bloomberg permission to sign the consent judgment on your behalf?
Yes.
Okay, you have 3 business days from today to return to the court. If you leave here and determine that you misunderstood your rights today, and ask to have the agreement or the judgment set aside, okay? And we'll set it for a hearing. Okay, ma'am?
Okay.
Yeah, do you have any questions?
No, I'm all right.
Okay, Mr. Bloomberg, any additional matters?
Nothing, Your Honor. I will get that submitted via email shortly.
Okay, thank you. You're all set.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. Okay, Courtney Smith. Mr. Rosa, can you meet with Ms. Courtney Smith and see if there's any assistance or resources she could be referred to?
Absolutely. Thank you, Your Honor.
Let's see. No problem. Courtney Smith is in room 5. Let me move her to room 1. I don't know where Mr. Bolan is. Ms. Smith, did you go back into the breakout room?
No, not yet. Here we go.
You need to return to breakout room and you'll see you're in room 1. Somebody's phone on? Is that somebody's phone? Mr. Bolan's gone now. He's not gonna come back. Did we receive an email from him? I haven't seen anything. Yeah,
I
okay,
I just called my office to have them double check, and I have not received anything either.
okay, sounds good. Okay, well, we're back on the record in the matter of E3 Investments LLC versus Greg Bolan. File number is 22-02182 LTE. The parties went off the record to try to resolve the issue of whether or not Mr. Bolan did in fact have Sarah benefits approved in the amount of $4,350. We've asked for some numbers to follow up on that. We've asked for emails to be sent to the parties as well as to the court. At this point, no one has received those, and Mr. Bolan has removed himself from the virtual courtroom for some time at this point. And we had already taken some testimony of sort from him about the reasons why he did not believe that judgment should issue. And none of those reasons amount to anything under the law which would prevent judgment from issuing. And so judgment will issue in favor of the plaintiff. You can provide the appropriate documentation.
Yes, Your Honor, and money judgment at this time as well. I can put on proofs if you need me to do that, or I can state for the court the amount.
This is for termination of tenancy.
Yeah, and then I have a supplemental complaint for a money judgment.
Okay, yeah, I would rather set the money judgment for a evidentiary hearing. I did not get to address that while he was here.
Okay, that's fine. Can I get a date for that, please?
We'll give you a date for that. That could be via Zoom, so long as all parties consent to have appropriate names.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Civil will have to set that as what I'm being told as to the evidentiary hearing.
Okay, thank you.
So possession judgment.
Yeah, I was just gonna write like money judgment to be determined at an evidentiary hearing at a later date. So, oh, sure. I should, okay, probably should put it in that version. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, very good. Any additional matters for the record today?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, you're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Let's see here. Let's see that one. Mr. Whitty is here for Mr. Laws. Raymond Laws, do you have an attorney?
No.
Yeah, Your Honor, I sent in an appearance for Mr. Laws earlier this afternoon.
Right here. Thank you. Okay, we do have an appearance here. Okay, Ms. Toh, how do you want to proceed on this today? Do you want to meet with Mr. Whitty?
Yes, if I could meet with Mr. Whitty in a breakout room, please.
Okay, one moment. Let's see. Davion Jackson.
I'm here.
Your signal is not really great. Can you say that again? Mr. Jackson?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I think you have a bad connection, but I can hear you. Do you have an attorney?
No, I do not.
Okay. Okay, is Brianna Woods with you at all?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have a pending SIRA application?
No.
Have you spoken with any other resources, including our eviction diversion facilitator?
Yes, we were denied by Sierra because we didn't have a negative balance for March. And we were denied by, we filled out an SCR form and we were denied that for failure for relocation verification.
Okay. I'm gonna put you in a private meeting room with Mr. Landon, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Landon, if you are having difficulties with the signal, you can come back and let me know. Because
Understood, Your
it's
Honor.
pretty spotty. You're in room 5. I'll put them in room 5. Okay. Courtney Smith is meeting with Mr. Rosa, correct? Okay. Ms. Smith, you're all set.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
I believe Ms. Till's gonna return. Is that correct, Mr. Whitty?
No, yeah, slightly different game plan here. If you could put Mr. Laws in breakout room number 3 with Ms. Tills and Ms. Sanderson and me in a separate breakout room, that would be helpful.
Okay, one moment. Sanderson, let me move Mr. Whitty to room 6.
Thank you.
Sanderson to room 6. Okay. Raja Badhani. Okay, and then Godfrey Guri. Okay. This is file number 22-02263 and the matter of Rajay, or is it, how do I pronounce it? Rajay? Raja Badhani versus Godfrey Manjuri. Parties are present. Neither of you have attorneys, correct? Okay, and we have an interpreter present.
Sorry, yes.
Yes, please state your name for the record.
Heron.
Okay, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will interpret in the matter now before the court completely and accurately and not divulge confidential communication, so help you God? Thank you. Let's see. This was a date that we continued the hearing. I think it's because Capital Area was going to provide some assistance. Is that correct?
Your Honor, I did not receive that.
Okay.
I get a call. I received a letter from the capital area.
Can you get that, please? Just a moment. Mr. Rosso, were you all set with Ms. Smith?
Yes, we are all set. There's no pending applications for her at the time. She will be applying for assistance, but nothing pending at the moment.
Okay, sounds good. And then one more, I need you to meet with Ms. Hamilton.
Oh, no trouble.
She did, I think she did have a pending at one point, and then she was unable to complete it. Doesn't sound like she or her CMH worker was able to get her what she needed, but we'll see if you can provide some help. Let me move Ms. Hamilton to room 1.
Excellent. Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Okay, and then Ms. Smith, when the attorney comes back, we'll complete your matter for today. If you are able to apply and get approved, you'll just notice the court before the writ date, okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay. Back on the record on this matter. Sorry that we have so much going on. What's your name, sir?
Ali Jabbar.
Please spell that.
ALIJABIR. So I'm speaking on behalf of my wife. I'm the manager. I'm dealing with them.
This is a lot. What am I looking for here? It says that they're gonna give you assistance, or this is the application only? Okay, I see.
Application they received.
Okay, it says you're requesting $10,224. This is from July.
Yes.
You don't have anything since then?
There's it take a little bit longer, 2 to 5 months somewhere.
Have you seen this?
Your Honor, I know what they're talking about. I'm the one there and told them to go apply, and they applied, and they called me, and they say, I have the application, I think, for a landlord, not for them. My understanding is the same application they're talking about. So I have to apply for the assistant, something like that, because it's land contract and we the owner. But again, I tried to contact them to talk to them about it. Even when we left from here, I called them, they didn't answer me. So that thing, I have to apply. I think they told me to contact with them to be, I don't know what they call a partner with the capital area, but nothing to do with payments. That's they told me, just apply and then they go process whatever, and then I apply. But after what they accused me about, if anything, by law, I can't do it, but anything like to do it for them, I will not do it. So.
Okay.
So they accused me the last time I was at that landlord.
Okay, so it sounds like they don't want to move forward with this contract with you. You understand that? No, they do not want to continue.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. The reason we have this application, they say take a little bit longer because that's the new rule. But we're still on the process, we're still waiting for the answer. So last time when we go over there on Tuesday, that's why the lady she paid all this for to bring it back to display exactly what's going on. It's take a little bit longer, but the process will be.
But does the process require him to complete something?
Yeah, as soon as he's ready, they're going to contact him
to let him know about the system.
Right, he said that they've contacted him.
Yeah, they call him, he don't respond the phone. That's why she called.
She wants to say something.
Yeah. Oui, quand on était parti à Capitaria, là, on l'a appelé. Et puis, ils ont découvert que le problème de taxe, là, on a dit pourquoi il n'a pas payé pour vous que le taxe est monté. C'est eux là-bas qui ont découvert qu'il n'a pas payé le taxe. Tu vois.
When they went to capital area, they discovered that he was not paying the taxes. And that's at that time that they tried calling them to tell them that they discovered that they were not paying the taxes.
On l'a appelé, ils ont appelé devant nous.
They called them in front of us.
Et là, actuellement, le papier, là, c'est la confirmation de capital area pour le paiement.
This paper is the confirmation of the payment.
Là, actuellement, c'est en procès de, c'est en pending.
This is the application. This is telling me about the payment.
Yeah, c'est l'application, ils ont confirmé que c'est en pending.
Okay, they confirmed that, so that's the application and they confirmed that it is pending.
Donc,
right.
Depuis le 15 juillet qu'on a appliqué,
donc
ils ont dit 3 à 4 mois.
Do you have proof? I'm sorry.
Okay, so since the 15th of July, they applied, they are have to wait.
Do they have proof that the tax wasn't paid?
Est-ce que vous avez la preuve que le taxe n'était pas payé?
Oui, on a payé pour nous. Yes, c'est sur le website qu'eux là-bas, ils ont découvert que nous, on a payé, ça reste pour lui. Donc, le $700 qu'il n'a pas encore payé pour l'année passée, là, avec cette année, c'est ça qui est monté 2000 et quelques dollars.
Okay, so they paid
On a le
their
proof.
part. They were the ones who didn't pay their part from last year and this year, and it is now totaled up to about $2,000.
Right, I need proof. Can they look through their paperwork? Yes, sir?
On that contract, Your Honor, say over here, they have to pay the taxes or assignment or city violation, and they know that, so it's not my fault that they pay the taxes.
I thought that she said before there was an issue with some taxes from before they moved in. Is that what the issue was?
No.
Last year, we want proof from last year, the tax we paid, and he paid. I want to see for him.
They
because
share.
That's why.
You shared the tax from last year?
Mhm.
Why did you share the tax last year?
And because him told me, he's supposed to pay the tax because the time we come on the house.
It's a 1 month.
1 month.
The tax is
and
coming.
Oh, that's what I remember from last time.
Yeah.
Your Honor, they got permission. I don't know, they keep saying that they got the house like before the taxes. And when they got the house, again, it's notice on the land contract over here, and I keep telling them, read the land contract. And so I don't know what they're talking about.
So they signed this land contract in April 6th, 2021, and you're saying that they're responsible from the tax from
Yeah, they know they
from the tax bill from 2020? Or from what year?
2020, I mean, the taxes, they should pay the taxes. I don't have to pay it. It's on the land contract.
No, from
21
what
and
is the tax bill for? What year?
It's 22, they didn't pay it.
Right, and
And
then,
they keep saying for 20 to 21, I have to pay a half. They
okay.
keep saying that.
Do you have a copy of the tax bill that you're saying that they didn't pay? Who has a-
Yes, I have.
Okay, I'm gonna go off the record while you all get your tax bills together that you want to show. You all need to come up. I need the interpreter on this side with these two, and then they can come here. The children have to sit back there quietly. Okay, let's see, Ms. Till and Mr. Whitty, do you need to speak to each other again?
Yes, if we could. Also, Your Honor, I will want to let you know that I have been trying to get, I believe that this is in regards to the hearing you're in now is in regards to Guri Mangiri. I have been trying to get in contact with him and I haven't been able to. If it's possible.
You're trying to represent him?
I need some, I will need some further documentation for our purposes. But if he has another phone number or something that I can get in touch with him, I can discuss with him a little more today.
Okay, let me have you handle this and then we will get him on Zoom for you to get the information.
That's all.
Because we
That
have
would be
an-
great.
we have
Thank
an
you.
interpreter here today.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
You can have a seat. Can you let them know legal services has been trying to get in contact with them?
Les services légaux, ils ont en train d'essayer de vous contacter. Est-ce que vous savez leur parler?
Where's Mr. Woody? Oh, Mr. Woody is in room 6. Let me
Yeah.
move Mr. Woody to
Moi,
room
on
3.
a posé
Thank
avec
you.
une femme ici dans la salle, et puis
Alright.
jusqu'à présent, on n'a pas encore.
Okay, they said since the last time they were here and they spoke with them, they've not spoken with them.
Yeah, I think that they have bad contact information.
Okay, il me semble que votre numéro, votre information pour vous contacter n'est pas, c'était correct.
So when she's finished, I'll make sure she gets the information from you that she needs.
Quand elle a fini, elle va prendre les informations.
Okay. Courtney Smith and Mr. Landon. Okay, we're back on the record in that matter. And Mr. Landon, Ms. Smith did meet with our eviction diversion coordinator and she provided information. You can give it back to her because I didn't realize she was meeting with legal services. She met with our eviction diversion facilitator. He provided her with some resources. And so I told her we're gonna move forward with the consent judgment. If she is approved for some resources, she can file something with the court before the writ date, okay?
Understood, Your Honor. And I did get her email address and she did authorize me to sign the consent on her behalf.
Okay, so Ms. Smith, I just wanted to advise you on the right of your records on the backwards. I wanted to advise you of your rights on the record. And that is that you have the right to be represented by an attorney, ma'am, and you have the right to proceed to a hearing on this matter versus entering into consent judgment. And you also have the right to have or to have demanded a jury trial in this matter. And so you're giving permission to Mr. Landon to sign the agreement for the consent judgment. I think we lost her. Her signal, I think, is a little bad.
I'm so sorry. I'm at work and in the middle of nowhere. Yes,
No
I give
problem.
permission for him to sign it on my consent.
Thank you. You have 3 business days from today to return to the court. If you leave here and determine that you misunderstood your rights and that you did not intend to enter into this consent judgment, you can request to have the judgment set aside, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're all set, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Landon, on that matter.
Thank you.
Let's see. You met with Mr. Jackson and Ms. Woods as well?
I did, Your Honor. We'll go ahead.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of Hunter Town Apartments versus Deanna Baldwin. I'm sorry, I have the wrong case again. Where did I put that file? Okay. We're on the record in the matter of Edward Rose Associates Incorporated versus Brianna Woods and Davion Jackson. And file number is 22-01597 LTE, council appearance.
Jeff Landon on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay, Mr. Jackson's appeared with Ms. Woods. They are without counsel. They met with you privately. Did you come to a resolution on this?
We've agreed to enter into a conditional dismissal, Your Honor.
Okay, can you place the terms?
Yes, the defendant shall pay on or before October 10, 2022, $4,880.25. That's made up of $4,335 in rent, $193.25 of court costs, and $352 for other money due. That will bring them current through September 30th, 2022. If the defendants fail to pay or vacate by October 10th, the landlord would be able to come back without notice and get an immediate writ, and partial payment will not prevent the issuance of such a writ.
Okay. Ms. Woods and Mr. Jackson, that's your agreement?
Yes.
Okay, and are you giving Mr. Landon permission to sign this agreement on your behalf?
Yes.
Okay, is anybody threatening you to get you to enter into this agreement?
No.
Okay, you have the right to have a jury trial or have to have demanded a jury trial on this. You have the right to also have a hearing, which was scheduled for today on this matter. And you have the right to be represented by counsel, which you appeared today without the representation of counsel after given an opportunity to get counsel. You have 3 business days from today to return to the court. If you leave here and you determine that you misunderstood any of the rights that we just discussed, or the right that you were advised of back on your pretrial date, you can request to have this agreement set aside if you can provide the court with good cause as to why it should be set aside, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions today?
No, I do not.
Okay, what about Ms. Woods?
No.
Okay, any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing on this record, Your Honor. I have one more
You're all
case.
set. All right, you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. We did that one. Mr. Rosa, you've met with Ms. Hamilton, correct?
Yes, so did meet with Miss Hamilton. There is no pending cases. I'll definitely reach out to Admin House and Capital Area Housing Partnership on her behalf to see if CERA is still an option for her. It doesn't sound like she didn't get a denial or an approval. It just something, the communication between her and them just fell apart, and she doesn't know where she stands there. Generally, when I send them the email to verify it, it could take quite, a few days before I hear back from anyone. I also gave her the other resources to apply, but right now as it stands, there isn't a pending assistance case from any of the agencies.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so Ms. Hamilton, you have some additional information should you wish to seek out other options, but it looks like you owe a past due was $5,230.
$5,285.
5,285. Okay.
5285.
That's what I said. 5285. Okay. And so Ms. Hamilton wants until the 31st to vacate, but the plaintiff is requesting immediate writ to issue. Ms. Hamilton, have you provided, is that correct, Ms. Cohen? You want immediate writ?
Well,
I'm sorry,
10
you want
days.
writ, 10-day writ?
Yeah.
Okay. Ms. Hamilton, is there a particular reason why you're requesting to go beyond the 10-day period?
Yes, Your Honor. Some of the places where I have applied have it list. When I contacted them, said that they were looking at having some apartments coming available about the mid-October. And I was hoping that, I'm already starting to clear stuff out of the apartment. I was just hoping that they could let me have until the end of October so that I could get into one of these other places where the rent is cheaper. Attorney, I realize that that's going to add money to it, and I realize I owe them a lot of money, but I am going to utilize these other resources that Mr. Rosa gave me to see if I can get any help with. And anything that I left owing, I have no problems with, making a payment arrangement with them and the whole 9 yards. But I need that little extra time, please.
Sounds good. And is your client services specialist at all helping you with finding a new location to live?
Yes, we've done applications. There was actually 3 that I filled out right in her office that she submitted for me. One, I got a call back that said it was strictly for elderly or disabled. And the other 2, when I called, they said that they had received it and that I had been put on a waiting list. One of them is the place that said that they were expecting some vacancies about mid-October.
Okay.
The other, I also have Capital Commons that I applied for directly, and I'm on their waiting list as well. And I would say, when I called and contacted them, she said that they had some vacancies that were coming available in mid-October. They had some that were available now, but that she was calling people from the wait list prior to when I got on it.
Okay. I'm going to grant the request for a writ date on October 31st due to the fact that she is working with CMH through her client specialist services to try to find new housing.
Your Honor, since she's getting an extra month, do you think that we could have something in there that maybe perhaps she could pay for a month of rent while she still stays there?
If she had the money to pay for the rent, I don't think we'd be here, would we?
Well, maybe she has a month to pay. I mean, it's a lot for my client. It's a large amount owed. And we're not able to re-rent it or collect any rent during this time.
She's already indicated that you can always file a escrow request and I'll review it, but she's already indicated she understands that this could increase the amount that she owes for a judgment if one is issued for past due. So I'm not going to order her to pay rent to stay an additional month. I'm granting a later writ date due to her circumstances. And she's been provided additional resources that she should seek out, hopefully with some assistance so that she can maybe get some financial resources to cover what she's owing. But I'm not going to order her to pay rent for the additional rent date.
Are you entering an order or do I need to send one in?
Yes, you need to send one in.
And then will it be after, it'll obviously be after hearing.
Will be after a hearing.
Oh. Just so you know, Mr. Rosa, she was originally approved by Advent House, so on her original SEER application, so you might want to reach out to D. Langer at Advent House.
Thank you very much, Ms. Coleman. I do have a strong connection there at the Advent House, so I'll definitely reach out.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. You're all set on this matter.
So I'm all set then, Your Honor.
Yes, you're all set for today. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so very much for the extra time, Your Honor. I greatly appreciate it.
No problem.
Bless you. Have a wonderful day.
Same to you, ma'am. Okay, Mr. Whitty and Ms. Till, how are you want to move forward at this point?
Your Honor, at this time, I'm pleased to report we've agreed to a conditional dismissal of this case. And I can put the terms on the record if I may. Rent to retain possession is $3,983.21. Court costs in this matter are $163.72. Total possession amount would be $4,146.93. We didn't request a money judgment in this case, Your Honor. We're agreeing to extend the writ date from October 10th to October 17th. And I believe that's the entirety of the agreement we reached.
Mr. Whitty, just to clarify, I believe we were going to do this as a conditional dismissal rather than a consent judgment.
Oh, if I said consent judgment, I'm mistaken. It is a conditional dismissal.
You said conditional dismissal.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
I wouldn't put it past me.
Okay.
Sounds good. Any additional matters, or that was, other than that, Ms. Till, that was accurate?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And the parties are going to sign that and get that over to the court?
We will do
Yes.
that.
I will get that order drafted and over to Mr. Whitty as soon as we're done with court this afternoon.
Raymond Laws is still there. Do you have any questions, Mr. Law, for the court?
No, I don't. I don't got no questions.
Okay, then you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Yep, you too.
Thank you, Mr. Laws. Ms. Till, we're going to actually get Mr. Manguri on the device so that you can talk to him and get the information you needed.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Lex is here. for Kenneth Smith and Deanna Baldwin. Anybody here for Kenneth Smith and Deanna Baldwin? Okay. We saved this because they had requested Sarah, but it looks like it didn't pay their amount in full. What happened, huh?
Oh, that's correct.
Okay, you can submit default judgment because they failed to appear.
Thank you. Should I fax? Is there an email I should send that to?
You can email it to Judge Simmons Courtroom at lansingmi.gov.
Thank you.
No problem.
Have a good week, Judge.
Same to you. Mr. Landon, no one has appeared for Michelle Bassard. I think the last time she was here, she did meet with Mr. Rosa, but we don't have any further update. She was supposed to be here at 3:30, so you can submit default.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. I was trying to warn for a little bit there, but I think we only got one more now. And they're meeting with legal services. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Ms. Till, they're in room 3.
Perfect, thank you.
No problem. Mr. Rosa?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm not gonna keep you anymore. We only had one more case and they're meeting with legal services. It's a land contract, so I think if she's gonna represent them, that she knows or has already gotten the information about what resources they should have. They did provide me with the MISHA application that's been pending, it looks like, since July, but it's 4:30, so
Excellent. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
thank you. You have a good one.
You too.
Okay, Ms. Till, was you able to get the information you needed from them?
Yes, I was able to speak with them in the breakout room, get some further information. I will let you know that they do have an existing MyHap application. The Michigan Homeowners Assistance Fund. It's kind of like Sarah for homeowners. I can give you that application number.
Okay.
And they did receive confirmation that the application was submitted and is still pending. The latest email that they received was 2 days ago, so they are staying current with that application. I would ask that you stay the case in light of the MyHap application because it is similar to a Sarah application just for landowners.
That's the number 10052-800.
Correct.
Okay, the case will be stayed pending the application.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. I think they're going to be coming in, or I don't know if they're still in the courtroom.
They're here.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
All right, and then I do want to let you guys know that I'll be in touch with you regarding the issues that we talked about in our breakout room, okay?
Okay, did you get working numbers for them and everything?
I did. Thank you, Your Honor, for allowing me the opportunity to speak to them.
No problem. Thank you for assisting. Did you tell them that the case is being stayed because of the MyHap application?
It's being stayed.
Stayed, so that means we have to stop the case while the application is pending.
Oh, ok. Donc, la situation est, c'est comme cette pause maintenant, jusque l'application est finalisée avec MyHap.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
Vous avez des questions? Oui. Yeah. Juste pour rapport, jusqu'actuellement, nous, on n'a pas encore comment on appelle, reçu les taxes de cette année. Comment on peut gérer pour payer, pour chercher l'argent pour payer? Jusqu'actuellement, on demande même MyHap, Capital Area demande à l'examiner ça. Jusqu'actuellement, on n'a pas ça. Et comment on peut savoir quel montant qu'on doit payer ou pas?
Okay, they've not received a tax statement for this year, and they're wondering how they should know what the amount they should be paying this year, because Capital Area has been trying to contact Ali for this statement. He's not reached out to them, he's not let them know.
You have the tax statement for this year?
I have it, but he called me and I told him he can go to downstairs and he can pay it. Simple as it is.
You say you have it?
Yeah, I have it and they should send it to them too.
Where is it?
I don't have it with me here, so.
You need to provide them a copy of it.
No, we don't have
He has it.
Yeah.
No, they should send it to them, Your Honor.
You say you have it.
No, they send me one and they send the owner too. No, we don't. receive.
Okay, well, I'm ordering you to give them a copy.
Okay, I will give them a
Yeah.
copy, no problem. But again, he called me and I told him.
Why would you not just give them a copy? Like, why wouldn't, if they say they don't have it?
Because he called me and I told him you should receive one. He said, I'll receive one. And I told him simple it is. Just go over there and pay it. You don't
He's
need
saying
the
he
copy.
did, she's saying they didn't receive
They
one.
have not
So,
received one.
That's okay.
yeah, just give them a copy, keep your original.
Yeah, no
Give them
problem.
a copy. That way they can't say that they didn't receive it. Then they could go and take care of it, okay?
Yeah, but again, he should, without copy or paperwork, just go over there, give the address and pay it. I do that myself. Everybody do that.
Okay, well, they're receiving some assistance, so I don't
Yeah.
know what, if they might need to provide copy for MyHap for all I know. I don't know.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
I give them copy, but again, they should pay it and.
Anything else?
Yeah.
C'est tout?
No.
Okay, did you have any questions?
Yeah, so what does that mean, Your Honor? Like, I mean,
The case is stayed because they have a pending application for benefits.
can I have a proof of that?
Approve of what?
Like, they apply for it or something?
If whatever you're, first of all, this is a land contract, so
Yeah.
you have to understand that there's a forfeiture clause, but they have a right to cure.
No,
And they get 90 days even after I issue a ruling.
I understand.
So this
Your
is
Honor.
not a situation you just get to walk in here and say, I want my property back. I don't want to, it ain't gonna
I
work out.
understand, Your Honor.
So the playing the hardball thing is not gonna help you. If you can do your part to make sure you get your money, that's probably in your best interest, you know?
I did that before, and again, I keep calling them, they didn't answer me, so I
Yeah,
stopped calling.
maybe they got a new phone number. I don't know, because the attorney couldn't get him either. But you
Okay.
see, she got him today.
But
okay?
Your Honor, if you have some problem, you should reach other to solve your problem, not running behind you. I want to try to help you out and you're running from.
Right, I get it.
You know?
Well, at this point, if they may, I have not yet received an appearance. If they are going to be represented by counsel, then you'll need to reach out to their attorney moving forward. But right now, the case is going to be stayed to allow them to process the application that's pending. Hopefully that resolves and cures the past due amount. If it doesn't, then we'll address that at that time. But it's been since July, so hopefully they're moving forward. I know that they're inundated. You have to understand that a lot of people have been affected by what's been going on with this economy due to the pandemic
Myself
and
too,
otherwise.
Your Honor.
Agreed. And there's resources out there that are trying to help them, but also helps you.
Yes.
So unfortunately, the governmental resources, human resources that is, are limited. And so they're processing this paperwork as quickly as they can, still not as quickly as some of us would like it. But unless they can get, more bodies, which cost more money, then there's no way they can move that paperwork quicker. But yes.
When I asked to prove, because the application, I don't know, that person was talking to her, and she say, that's what I'm saying. When she applied on July, that's what happened. They call me, they say, you have to apply for the benefit because you the owner. And I told them exactly, I will not do no paperwork. If that by law, if require me to do it for them, I will do it. But to help out, to do it, I will not do it.
To help out what?
To help them out, to do it. Why you gonna ask me why you mean like that or something? Because they accusing me the last time I'm a bad landlord. I keep calling them to reach out for them.
I don't know what my
it.
half required. My half required him to fill out a portion of the application, Ms. Till?
Not to my knowledge, no.
So again, there is no proof like I can have some paperwork showing they are applying for it.
No, I looked at the paperwork. It's been pending since July. And she's an officer of the court, and she just told us that it was pending.
Okay.
And so she was able to verify that.
Okay, I have no problem if it's just waiting time.
Yeah, so there's nothing we can do until it's pending. Yeah. Yes.
Merci. C'est pas la première fois qu'on a fait pour Capital Area. C'est la deuxième fois.
This is not the first application they submitted for capital area. It's the second.
Son argent vient directement sur sa compte.
The money comes directly to his account.
Pour ça qu'on a fait pour le July là, on l'a appelé.
For the application they just submitted for July.
Pour fournir des documents et puis le papier de taxe là, il a refusé de ramener ça jusqu'à aujourd'hui.
To get the documents and the tax statement for this year, and he's refused to.
Il nous a amenés au tribunal.
He brought us here to court.
Donc il n'a qu'à gérer avec Capital Area et tribunal. C'est pas de nous de l'appeler.
So he only has to deal with the courthouse and capital area. That's not up to them.
So does he need to provide capital area with any information so that he can get payment?
Capital area, I think, has been trying to get the tax statement from him as well.
Oh, so they need your tax information so they can pay you?
There's nothing to do with the tax. I don't know what they keep saying about the tax. I don't know why they keep saying about the tax. If they applying for rental.
Has capital area reached out to you?
No. The last time, Your Honor, the last time they talked to me.
Excuse me.
We can't talk over each other. Let him finish.
Oh, okay, thank you.
The last time they called me, they say you have to be a partner with the capital
area
to get
receive
help,
the money.
to get help. I told them I will not waste my time anymore because they are reject me for everything, for my call for nothing. So
capital area reject you?
No, them. So if you have any help for them, I talk to them, that's what I mean, the capital area, I'm talking to the capital. If you have any help for them to help them out, you can reach for them. If anything by law, I have to sign paperwork or something, I'm happy to do it, but they have to go bring it to me. The last time I was running, give the tax paper, did this, the contract, and I have the number for that guy, and I was calling him, his name Terry, he worked in the capital area, and I was providing him all the paper. I go to them, get the paper and go over there. I will make copy the, so this time I will not do it. Because why? Because again, I tried first and I tried to be nice to them and they come back to me and you know, they do me wrong. So I will not, any help I can't, my side, I will not do it. Not because I'm a bad guy. I have letters from my tenants, Your Honor, right here. They know who I am. This person got applied for that couple area. I was waiting for 3 months, but she keep calling me every couple of weeks. Say, Ali, I'm sorry. We waiting for the case. I thought, don't worry, no problem. Thank you for calling me. She called me. I have 200 for. I told no, I don't want your 200. If you applying for that, so I have letters for my tenants right here showing how I am. The last time she was over here saying, I'm a bad landlord, fight with them. Even her daughter, the last time I knocked on the door, talked to her, and her daughter called her on the phone. She was yelling at me on the phone. He's a nice guy. Don't blame me. He's a nice guy. But she always fight and yell at me and for no reason. Even her daughter, the older daughter, she say they always arguing. Sorry about that. I told her no problem. He's a nice guy. I'm saying it right now.
Yeah,
He
well,
talked to me.
well, this is, you think that you're hurting them by not signing this paperwork.
No.
Thought you needed the money.
I know. I'm saying.
Do you need the money for the, or no?
Yes, I need the money.
Oh,
If
okay.
they bring me that.
Okay, that's your wife and kids?
Yes.
Okay.
If,
Well,
if
if you're so rich that you don't need this money.
No.
Then don't.
Why I'm
don't-
here? Why
Don't
I'm
complete
here?
the paperwork and then they'll have to figure something else out, or maybe the court will order you to do it.
No.
And that won't be good.
No, what I'm saying, if they bring me the paperwork, if they call me to
But
get
capital
my
area,
help.
capital area is calling you. They don't have to call you if capital area calls you.
Your Honor, I wish you talk to them, or she can talk to them and see what I'm trying to say. I'm
Okay.
trying to say, they call me, they say, you have to do it. I told them, no, if they bring me the paper, if they go reach out for you, bring me a paper, call me,
Okay.
do the paperwork, I will do it. Other than that, I will not go around and be
Okay.
behind
Well,
you for
we'll
that.
do this. If there's some paperwork that needs to be handled by him, I'll make sure it comes to the court. I'll set it for a hearing. I'll bring it to you.
No, I
No.
mean, they could call me.
No,
We
we're
don't
not
want to
playing-
waste your
We're
time.
not, no, we're gonna waste the court's time because you want to play these games, then I will bring it to you myself. If you get paperwork, bring it here. I'll order you in court and then you'll have. the
No, Honor,
paperwork.
you think I'm a bad guy.
No,
I'm not a bad
because
guy. I'm not
you want-
trying to be. a
Because
hard-
if they have to bring it to you and you're saying that they're not, they're not bringing it to you, and then when they do that, you have a hard time with them. So I'm gonna be the intermediary. That way we don't have to worry about anybody yelling at you. We'll make sure the paperwork is here. I'll have it. And by me, I mean the court, really, it'll be my court officer. They'll make sure that you get it taken care of, okay?
Okay, I mean, if that way, that's what you mean.
That's
Yes,
what the
like-
court is here for.
Yeah, like I say, I'm happy to help, but nice way. You don't come to me, you want me to do something for you and you stop me in my bag. That's what I'm trying. Like, I mean, you being bad to me and you want me to be nice to you.
I think
That's
you
not
both-
how it works.
I think you both feel the same way right now. I think you both think that the other is being bad to each other. I don't think you see that.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm here, they didn't pay the rent. I want if they pay the rent, they pay it. If they want to give me my house, they can't give me my house.
Well, that's not how it works if they don't
No,
want
no,
to do
no.
that. They want to keep it, they said.
Okay.
And so
Your Honor-
they're trying to get the money so they can
Yeah, Your
redeem
Honor,
the contract.
if I'm a bad guy, I take them to court before for electricity. And he still owe me 100.
Nobody said you was a bad guy.
No, what
Why
I'm
do you keep
saying,
bringing that up?
what I'm saying about them, I'm talking. He
Well,
owed me.
they're not calling you a bad guy right now.
No, the last time she called me.
Well, that was last time.
Okay, well.
You've been harboring that in your heart
Yes,
since
yes, because.
August 31st.
Yes, I've been thinking about it.
Don't harbor
because-
that in your heart.
Because
I don't think she meant it, okay?
Sorry, Your Honor, because I'm a good guy. That's what I'm hurt.
I'm sure you are.
You know, and they still owe me for 150 for electricity. If I was, like I say, again, I keep the court dismissed
Right.
over here because they owe me $1,000. He was paying me $50. I was, look like a, I'm asking for money. So I told him, okay, $50 a month, and then he stopped.
Okay,
So-
we understand, you've been working with them, sir. I don't think we're discounting that. Like you said, he's a nice guy. Maybe the men should deal with the business, I don't know. But at this point, the court's dealing with it. So
Okay.
we're gonna stay the case, and then this application is gonna pend, and hopefully it's gonna get granted. If there is any paperwork, whether Ms. Till takes the case or whether she doesn't, I'm telling you to make sure the judge gets the paperwork if he needs to fill something out, okay? And that way we'll have a hearing, you guys can come in here and you can get that, make sure you get that paperwork.
Okay.
That way there won't be any, I haven't heard from him. Because if you haven't heard from him, that means I haven't heard from him.
Okay, Your Honor, like I say, I don't want to waste your time, other.
No, it's
court
not
time.
wasting
Like
my
if
time.
they have
I'm
any
gonna be
paper,
here.
I will do it.
I'm gonna be
They have
here.
any paper, he called me, I will go to him and sign it.
I don't think that's a good way to go right now. I think they would prefer to bring it in.
No problem.
So let's
To
do
me,
it.
To me, no problem. So what, sorry, last question. So is bended, like, I'm gonna get notice from you, from them, or from the capital
So
area?
typically, because we do this for the other Sarah type applications, we'll stay the case. And if a certain period goes and you haven't gotten your money or there's been no status, you can notice the court. And it doesn't have to be any official filing. You can email the clerk's office and say, it's been 45 days and we haven't heard anything. Can you set it for a hearing? And then we'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
Thank you for your time.
no problem. Anything else?
The reason, I think this letter for tax for last year, before we leave here, I want to make sure he show me the tax he paid last year.
Okay.
Because everything is the amount he include, sent to capital area, that's why.
He said he didn't pay any tax from last year.
Okay, Your Honor, again, please, I don't know if you have a copy or not.
I don't, because I'm not ruling on any of this.
No, what I'm saying, he keeps saying about the tax. I'm not paying no taxes
I come back
because
here
he
downstairs, I
signed
pay-
the land contract
I
for
pay
paying
mine,
the tax.
you're supposed to pay, and he never paid, that's why everything is.
I don't know why he keeps
go
saying
like
that.
Okay, so does Maya need this,
Yeah.
They want to show
to
the
see all
taxes
these
paid for
paperwork.
22 and whatever left. Even the 22, he didn't pay it, so he can't go downtown and pay it. I give him a copy too, like you ordered me to, for the paperwork, so.
after, it says all taxes after the date of this contract.
Sorry?
This says that they're responsible for all taxes after the date of the contract, so nothing before the date of the contract.
No, who, the capital area?
No, that's what your contract says.
What do you mean?
You said that it says they're responsible for all assessments and taxes. It says the buyer shall place the premises in the buyer's name for taxation and shall pay prior to the imposition of a penalty or interest thereon all assessments and taxes against the premises after the date of this contract. So they're only responsible for taxes that accrued after the date of the contract.
Yeah, after the date of the contract,
So-
so the date is.
So they're saying that you're responsible for some taxes that accrued before the
No,
contract.
it was paid, for 20 was paid.
Okay, that's
And
what
then the
that's what they
20
want to see, I think.
The 20, no, they want for 21, Your
They need
Honor,
both
the
of them.
21.
I think they
is-
need both, though.
Okay, Your Honor,
Do you,
so
do you just provide them the one from 20?
I give them for 20, but
Okay.
20 is paid.
They
And
need-
I show them that, and they can check, I mean, I give them the receipt for 20, if I don't
Do
know.
you
if I
have the
it.
receipt for 20?
But they asking,
Okay.
Your Honor, they
So-
asking for 21.
You want 21?
Yes, ma'am.
They,
What is this? Can you get what this is that he has?
they entered the house.
It's a 21. Okay,
This is mine.
ma'am, the interpreter. You're supposed to be interpreting, not lawyering.
This is what she's saying.
Yeah, I haven't given her an opportunity to speak yet.
Tout ça, on a payé encore pour 2020, alors que c'est lui qui devait payer. Et puis on a payé, on achète, il a agree.
We
On
just
achète,
enter
et
on
puis
the
on a
house.
payé
Okay,
encore.
okay.
Sorry.
This is from summer 2021, summer 2021. I don't see winter. Where's the winter one?
Everything is over there. Three we see over there.
This is 2.
Your Honor, the 22, they didn't pay it yet.
No, I'm looking for 21 though.
Yep.
That's what they provide me. They gave me 2 of the same
21, they
thing.
received that in July. So, and they
It's a
pay
2 months for the
half, and
house.
they want me to pay the other half. That's what they're trying to say.
From 21?
21. Because they got the house in April.
Non, nous sommes en
We
May
got a
20.
house on May 20.
They signed the contract in April, come to house in May 20,
Okay,
2021.
you signed the contract in April right here,
Yeah.
so. You signed the
Yeah.
contract right here in April. Keep saying different amounts, I don't know why. Right here. 6 April 21. That's what, when you sign. the
Okay,
contract.
well, it's 5:02. What I'm gonna have to do is I'll set this for a hearing about the tax issue. That'll also give Ms. Till some opportunity to review the paperwork and see if they're gonna represent your office. And if that's the case, they'll file a motion on your behalf. This is only from 2021, but it doesn't tell me what your finger is covering up something, so I don't know what it's supposed to be for.
Your Honor, right here, I have a copy.
No, we're not doing that. We're not getting into that right now because it's 5:02 and I gotta release these people.
Okay.
So what's gonna have to happen is I'm gonna set it for hearing on the tax issue only.
No
Because
problem.
he's gotta get paperwork. Is it, you need this paperwork for the my half? Is that what happens?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's gotta get some paperwork. You keep this. Give them a hearing date. You can do next week after. October 5th at 2:30.
October 5th, 2:30.
Okay. Does she have something that she wanted to ask?
October 30.
October 5th.
Oh, my bad, sorry. There's second stuff.
Okay, we'll give you a copy of the notice.
Okay.
Did you have a question?
Juste pour le taxe, c'est là que.
Oui, le taxe, c'est là que le 5 octobre.
No question.
No.
Okay, any question? We'll give you a copy of the notice and we'll address the tax issue then. If you could bring a copy
I will.
of this year's, then we'll have it there and then we'll know that they got it, okay? Thank you, Ms. Till.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your